we beat the top 4 teams in that conference that year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
William and Mary. We smacked Wilmington when they came to Elon.
Mm-hmm.
We beat Northeastern when they came to Elon.
Yeah.
I think what people don't realize with that team, we weren't that far off, right? Like, B-Dog got hurt. B-Dog ended up having a great year, a couple of years after I graduated. Yeah. Ryan Winters, who was a key piece, he hurt his back. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like when we were healthy, man, we really could have been like, we could have made some noise, and we still did. But I was always curious, what were your thoughts on that year? And obviously you had incredible year being freshman of the year, but what were your thoughts overall?
Yeah, I think it was a year of like me trying to find myself and what am I bringing to the table? Like, and even I was playing at sometimes the 2, the 3, the point guard. It was a year of like, what is my career gonna be? How am I gonna turn this into something? Like, and I think it was more of like a immature approach. Freshman coming in is like, I gotta score. And as I've gotten older, it's still hard to get away from that mentality, especially when you're playing professional. But looking back, I wish I would have taken a more approach of, how do we win tonight? You know what I mean? The extra pass here, boom. Because then it's like, if I gotta get buckets, like that's what I'm trying to score. Like that's what shows up. But as I get older and older and watch more games, I realize that teams need players like Patrick Beverly, Draymond Green, 7-7-7 All-Star. Okay, maybe he's not an All-Star, but still, like, teams need players. Not everyone can be a scorer, So, like, to go back to your question is, yeah, we had a good year, but I felt like and this is what I always think about if I was ever a coach, if Matheny would have defined exactly roles, okay, it's what we need you to do for us to win. It's what we need you to do for us to win. And obviously your role changes every single year, right? Okay, Elijah, we need you to come in, not turn the ball over. You got to take care of the ball as a freshman, come in, play hard defense, hit your open shots, shoot it with confidence, right? And obviously you can give everyone the green light. When you have your shot that you work on, shoot it. But if you give everyone, I feel like if we would have been more concrete on, all right, Jack Anton, run the pipe. When you catch it, finish. If you miss it, then there's some sort of punishment because that's what you do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Elijah, you turn the ball over, you have stadiums the next day. Like, that's what you do to help us win. Now, if you miss open shots, we're not worried about that. So that's one thing I look back on and say, like, I don't know, from a coaching staff or from me, like, I feel like that's just not our team. I feel like that's every team. If coaches are more defined with what each person's, and it's not a knock on anyone. It's not to say, it's like telling me, okay, Elijah, I need you to go in there and Wilmo dunk tonight. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to help the team win. Like, that's not realistic. I need you to not turn the ball over, play good defense. Okay, that's realistic. And now a player goes in with the assertive mind and knows what they're doing, because half the time I feel like in the game, these kids don't know what they're doing. I didn't know. I know if I score, I'm staying on the court. I know that.
That's a great point, man.
Yeah, you scored a lot.
Yeah. I wanted to touch on that because I've been watching Man in the Arena, the Patriots Dynasty documentary. Austin recommended it to me, and you're right, man. Like a lot of these coaches, and it's not, like you said, it's not a knock, but they don't tell a player, game by game, like, this is what I need from you. Now, some players, it's the same every game. Other players, it may be a little bit different. And in the documentary, Bill Belichick says probably 200 times in the huddle, everybody do their job. Do your job. Now, if you don't know what your job is,
exactly,
then you don't know. And then the other thing is, and this happens a lot, and it's happened to me as a player. Like, I can't sit here and act like it hasn't, but sometimes you feel like you can do more than what your role is, right? Mm-hmm. So if a coach just tells you to do something mid-game, right, and he hasn't defined the role, like, hey man, I need you to just pass, like, just be a facilitator, facilitator today. But in your mind, you're like, yo, I can score.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a mental conflict because you think he's questioning your ability to score.
Exactly.
Really, he's telling you, I need you to do this game, but he didn't tell you like this is your role. So I feel like there's that mental ping pong that can cause some unnecessary conflict between a player and a coach, or just, you know, a lack of unity when it comes to how the team's supposed to win. So I just wanted to touch on that because that's a great point, man. And it happens in the real world too.
Yeah, I think to combat that, if this is all, I don't know if I'll ever be a coach because I think it takes too much time, but this is what I would do as a coach. You have to listen to the player and what their aspirations are. Okay, you want to be an NBA player. Elijah, you come to me, I get all my aspirations and goals for my players, and we're working towards that. But at the same time, you can't achieve your goals without the team winning. Yeah. So we're going to achieve your goals, but we're going to do it while the team wins. So you want to shoot 8 threes a game? Okay, well, you got to make a certain amount of whatever. I think we had some shooting drill at Elon. I forgot what.
Lightning.
Yeah, I had the record for a minute. I know I did, but they never put my name up there. I beat some record, and our name was supposed to go up, and they didn't. I think Tanner's record or something like that.
Tanner or Jack, one of the two.
Yeah, some of them had a record, but anyways, so like, still you're showing the player that, look, I want you to expand your role, but you can't expand to your goal without the team winning. You know, and then when a coach comes to that, it puts down, there's a book called Ego is the Enemy. It puts down that pride, that ego of like, F it, like, you don't know, I can play better than that. Now you're more like, okay, he knows what I want. He's just trying to help me get there. You know, and I think that's the lack of the pride, the ego in coaches. And obviously I haven't been a coach, and the coach might have a argument against that, but that's kind of my thought process. Because I always think about, if a coach came to me and said, hey, Elijah, I know you want to play in the NBA. This is what we're going to do to get you there. But first, we got to win. Okay, now I'm all on board. Right, you know, like it's a lot easier to be on board with a coach who knows my dreams and aspirations instead of trying to put me into a box, you know? So.
No, that's big, man. That's big, you know, knowing, and that's for anything in life, right? Like, especially, I think if you're a leader in any sort and you don't know, whether it's your employees, your players, if you don't know their goals, how can you lead them?
Exactly.
Like, it's that simple.
Yeah.
I can't lead Elijah as a coach, or as a coach and say, hey, Elijah, I need you to do this. But you're like, yo, wait, nah, I'm trying to do this. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't compute that way.
And a lot of times in interviews, in the recruiting process, they'll ask you that question, right? Where do you want to be in 3 years? Or what's your goal? I feel like it's just like a canned question to ask, right? And then as soon as you're in the trenches, all that goes out the window. And it's really, it comes down to how can they keep their job? How can they look good to their boss, right?
Exactly.